Hello, dear. This is for excuse for defense attorney Howard Greenberg. How are you? Advocacy is such a dense topic. I mean, I think it is witchcraft. It is deep. It is alchemy. There are no moral victories in this business. If you don't win, it's a disaster for the person. You have to win. See if he's coming through on anything, or did he come through on a bullshit warrant last night?
In the words of Jesse Pinkman, you don't want a criminal lawyer, you want a criminal lawyer. And so we get Saul Goodman, Breaking Bad's fast-talking, lovable scumbag of an attorney. Last season on The Real, we found a real-life Walter White. So this year, we wondered if there were any real-world counterparts to his lawyer, too. When we asked around the New York legal world about who was the most outrageous, most boundary-pushing, and most effective criminal defense attorney out there, everyone told us one thing: better call Howard Greenberg.
No one is quite as outlandish as Howard is.
You almost gasp at what you see coming out of his mouth.
I had a nephew that got in trouble with the police, and Howard was the first attorney I thought of.
If I ever got into trouble, Howard is the one that I'm calling.
Call Howard.
Call Howard.
Call Howard.
Call Howard. Call Greenberg.
You ready? You're psyched?
I am loaded for bear. I am ready. The reason for my appearance here today is I am slated to start a high-profile sex trafficking trial, a trial that I frankly expect to win by way of the first 3 paragraphs of words that I utter to the jury.
It's pretty cocky.
It's a method that seems to work, dear.
So you're going to give me a bit of a taster of your opening argument.
Yeah, I'll give you the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it.
I'll be standing at a lectern. How about this? You want me to get behind a rock, treat it as a lectern?
Yeah, look, that's a
and
good
then we'll
one.
go. So I'm going to start with the steeple gesture of my hands, and the next time I change a movement, I'll shift to arms away from the body, and then when I really get going, I'll start gesticulating, like Donald Trump. By the way, before I get to anything to do with the hand gestures, when the judge invites me to get up and do this, the first thing I do is freeze in my chair. And I may freeze for up to 30 seconds. And the reason for that is there's no more attention-getting thing you can do in a courtroom than sit absolutely still. That is to say, freeze. To the point where I want people to be uncomfortable, wondering, what is he waiting for? Then I rise slowly, and then I move briskly to the lectern. Just imagine me moving briskly to the lectern. Then I relish the moment with this gesture. I am relishing the moment, and then I get out the sledgehammer and start to wield it. So I will say as follows. Whatever else was this facts pattern, it was not sex trafficking. And I will prove that this facts pattern was made of hookers rendering sexual favors, if that, for U.S. currency to Johns, and that is all. Johns, incidentally, are among the dumbest people walking the face of the earth. The young women, I will prove, worked as hoes, which is what they call themselves, because they wanted to. And if that appellation is good enough for them, it's good enough for you, and it's good enough for me. And I will prove that they came and went as they pleased. I will prove that the words, only for example, I will fucking kill you, or their equivalents, are protected free speech. No matter how hard or soft the half-baked prosecution expert witness tries to ram an uninformed opinion down anyone's throat, it will not change the fact that by their own lights, the girls are not, quote, victims, unquote. You may well, as the case unfolds, witness the spectacle of the supposed victims seated in the audience, backing us up and cheering us on. It's not your job to render a verdict that tells them how to live their lives. If they want to sell their bodies to the tune of 10 to 20,000 a week, then so be it. In the end, it's a very simple case. Promoting prostitution, and that is all, does not equal sex trafficking. And anyone with a half a brain knows it. I'm going to ask you to return a verdict of not guilty on each and every count of sex trafficking. It's the only fair, proper, justified verdict the evidence in the case will support. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to look at each one of these people, and then I'm going to say, and I think we understand each other. And that's how it's done.